Greetings. This week topic covers for both week 13 and 14, which is about AIS and radar overlay and also the interface between the radar and ECDIS and the AIS, which is a transponder which gets its or rather the ECDIS gets its dynamic data from the AIS. So in your radar you have there the AIS button. Okay. Right on top is acquisition of target, but that is only for the ARPA. And then when you click the AIS, the target will be shown as an AIS target. Right now we are seeing a radar target. You can see from the ship centers about 2 points on the starboard side you have a target which we will call a radar target. And if we now activate the AIS right here, the button for the AIS for a while, so activate that, AIS will now appear on the radar screen. Right now you cannot identify yet the target, so you have to select the target by zeroing on the target. Click on the target AIS, and right across the board, the console, you now have the data for the target: name, Galatea, the state, range, bearing, course through water, speed through water, CPA, CPA, rate of turn, heading, latitude and longitude. It is called a sleeping target because you cannot yet identify the target based on the radar display. And if we activate the sleep button, the name now appears on your radar display. Okay, so those without the names, they are still a sleeping target. To be able to select the target, you just have to zero in on the target and click, and the data will appear like so. Okay, let us go back to Galatea. If you want to have more information about the target, you just have to click more and additional information will appear. AIS will give you three types of data. You have static data, which is a fixed information, dynamic data, and voyage related. As you can see at the bottom, you have there the destination of the target, which is Dover, and the estimated time of arrival. Let me now close the AIS. And then the AIS button here. And next we will interface your ECDIS with AI radar, So from your ECDIS display, we will try to overlay that on your radar. At the bottom that says here chart, click chart. You have two types of overlay, namely primary and standard. Before I click on those, let me just show you the radar display, and then I will now activate the primary. Okay, so this is what the primary looks like. The magenta color is your traffic separation line as we go to the ECDIS. you can see on the starboard side of your own ship also the magenta line, magenta color rather, which is the traffic separation scheme. And if I will activate, next to primary is the standard. Click standard, and this is what your radar display appears. Very similar on your ECDIS because it is an interface. Let me now turn off the overlay, and now we'll switch on to the ECDIS, in which there is also a radar overlay on your console. You can see here the radar overlay which has been checked. But right now the overlay does not appear on our ECDIS, so I will just simulate what type of overlay can you see on your ECDIS display. I'll just click on the own chip, and with the drop down activate properties, and on your bookmark display activate green circle, check display, and this is what your ECDIS looks like if it is being overlay with a radar circle. Let me uncheck the display, and we will go to AIS messaging, which you can see on your console. Your AIS messages. Activate the AIS messages, and this is what will appear. Those are your AIS target: Poseidon, Deneb, Helen, Omak, Electra, and so on. You may type a message, or if it is an emergency, you may click the designated emergency message, and you have the option to click or to send a message in terms of broadcast. So right there you see when I activate broadcast, all of the AIS target will receive that broadcast. If I will activate inside the circle of 2 nautical miles, only those within the 2 nautical mile radius will receive your message. You may expand that if you like, or you may send only to a specific station. Okay. Whatever type of message that you will send, for example broadcast, you have to click the button send, and right down below you will see that your message has been broadcast with the emergency of fire or explosion. That goes for our radar and chart overlay. Thank you for listening.